Hi everybody, it's Wilma from the Zanesville Museum of Art. Today we're going to be looking at a postcard from the museum that was printed in the early 1900s, and you should see that on the side of your screen. The process that we're working on today is going to be printmaking, and we're going to be using markers and the styrofoam from a meat tray. So to begin with, you have to make sure that they are water soluble. All I had was permanent, so I came up with a couple around the house. They include some highlighters, and they seem to work okay. So let's start the process. First of all, I cut down the tray, and I tried a couple on each side. I only have one tray, so I'm kind of did some experimenting before I'm showing the video. I took a moment to brainstorm some ideas. That was another one, and this one prints a little bit better, so I'm gonna show you how this works. There are a couple of things. We refer to this as the plate, okay? And each time I make a print from this plate, it is called an addition, and today I'll probably just do 2 additions. The way you, with prints, and if you ever go to buy one or look at them, on the bottom over here is a number like 1/2 or 1/5. That's saying that this is the first print of a series of 5 pulls from this one plate. And then you have the title here, and then a sign off. You sign your name there. So let's go ahead, and you can tell I did this ahead of time to make sure it worked. What I did first was I very lightly kind of made my designs, and then I went back in and pressed harder. This is kind of a dull pencil. Some people prefer to use an ink pen, and you can see you don't get a whole lot of control with this, with using the meat tray, so you kind of have to work with what you get. So initially I did not intend to do that, but it kind of messed up, so we're gonna make it work. So then I pressed hard all the way through, got these going. What I'll do now is take my marker, and I'm just gonna go across, fill that in to find my edges, and I'm gonna do the one color for each row. So I'm just kind of running this straight over, and again, this is a process you can experiment and see and change things up as you know, like this can be washed off and you can restart. Let's see, now I'm going to use some blue, and that doesn't show up quite as much, but go ahead and put that in there again around the edges. So again, you work with, you know, what you have. Like I said, this is a, if you have a styrofoam plate, that would work too. It's not quite as thick. That would work a little bit better. You can actually buy some thin foam that you would use for this process. That works even better than this. But since we're doing this coronavirus event, we're kind of staying away from going out and running out and buying things from the store. So I'm working with what I have. Again, I'm just going to quickly, and once I make this print, this addition, I might go back in and change it a little bit. So like the first one that I'm actually going to pull, and I'll explain that in just a minute, I might end up using that as just a proof and like tearing it up and throwing it away officially. So you can take a damp sponge and wipe the area so that when I flip this over, it will adhere a little bit better. I don't have a sponge, so I have a washcloth that is damp, and I'm just going to, I have a couple of papers there. I'm just going to kind of dampen that a little bit. This is printer paper. You can use whatever paper you have and see what works best for you. So I'm going to flip this over and you'll see my other practice one on the other side. So as I lay this down, I'm going to kind of center it, make sure it's straight, and then once I press it down, I don't want it to move. So I'm just going to take the marker and kind of help me push down. Again, because this is so thick, that'll help with the pressure. And then I will peel this off. Again, trying not to touch it again, and that is what I have. So that's my proof. I will go ahead and take and redo this a little bit more. And then, like I said, I would, depending on how I want to orient this, if this is 1 out of 2 prints, the title, and then your signature. Okay, and I think that's it for today. Thank you. Bye. So I'm going to go back in. That print wasn't very strong, so I'm going to go back in and I've traced these. I'm going to finish tracing this. See if that will make a difference. Just pressing a little bit harder. And for the flower, I could even add more texture. I think maybe that's a good idea. Let's just do dots. No, that may not work. Maybe some dots in the background. Okay, and then this one, again, this was a little tricky because when you go to press down, sometimes you're intending to have a straight line and it doesn't turn out straight. So I think I used a pen on this one, and that didn't turn out quite hard enough. I didn't have enough pressure on it. Again, this is something that it won't be perfect. This isn't the plate that you would use if you're looking for something that's perfect. It can be a little messy, so you want to kind of protect your surface. Okay, let's do this one more time. So I'm going to apply the magic marker. And this time, I like the different colors, but this time I think I'll use purple for all of them just because that seems to be the best marker that I have in the house. Like I said, I have a whole bunch of permanent markers, but the water-soluble ones are a little bit limited. So we'll see if that helps us see it a little bit better. And it's okay if it's not perfect. Okay, again. Oops. Okay, and then purple here. I don't know if those poke tools will work or not. We'll find out. Okay, so I'll set that aside. I'm gonna flip this paper, put that on top, and my damp cloth or sponge. And then I'm gonna kind of figure out where I want that. Lay it down and then press down, and we don't want it to lift up. So let's see if we get a better print this time. And there we go. That turned out a little bit better. Again, so this would be one of two, and depending on how I want to orient it, title, and then name. Okay, there you go. Thanks.